Merry Meet Annie here. This is the first video I am doing in response to my 1,000 video giveaway participation. And thank you for those of you who have given me suggestions for videos. Oh, I can't wait to do all of them. It's all so much fun. So anyway, I told you in that video that I would do the ones I got the repetitive requests for, and I'm going to start making some of those. And this one and its companion is about meditation and visualization. I'm going to touch on meditation in this video. Now, those of you who are expert in meditation, those of you who have either had it come to you easily or have worked very hard at it and have had success, you may be interested in the techniques in this, but please understand that the question has come from several, in fact, a lot of my viewers who are struggling with the concepts of meditation and they're not getting there. For whatever reason, they're not getting there. They can't calm themselves down, can't get to a quiet place. They're reading books, and I appreciate what you all wrote me about this because I've seen what you're talking about. You read a book that talks about the importance of visualization, working in circle, raising energy, doing spell work. And I am not here to say that is not so. Indeed, it is. Visualization is a skill we do need to master. However, those books say, here's how you do it, here's a few exercises for you to try. And if you work hard at it, it will come to you. And they kind of leave you hanging then, because you work hard at it and it doesn't always come to you. You're not alone. Yes, the majority of people that I have worked with in my 30 years of teaching the craft have, even if it's after some period of struggle, gotten to a place of visualization. The power of that. Not everybody has the meditative mind that we read about in books, but let's talk about visualization, being able to see something which is not in the physical world, creating that duplicate of something here or something very fresh that has no twin on this side. Almost everyone I've worked with has gotten there, even after a great deal of struggle. Some people have had to work at it longer and harder than others. Everyone has gotten to a place where they have come to know what it means for them and how to make use of the ability that they do have. I think the biggest thing we run into here is stress. Because if we are sincerely trying our darndest and we're just not getting where those books say or that YouTube video says we have to be, guarantee that very stress puts our brain in a place where it is not going to happen for us. So, meditation. This is a two-part video in response to this question. Let's talk about meditation. Meditation we do for a couple of different reasons. One reason much more challenging to learn than the other. I meditate to calm myself physically and emotionally and to open myself up. It's as simple as that. I don't put it on myself, open myself up to God or Goddess speaking to me, my patron speaking to me, my guides speaking to me, opening myself up to a particular energy, opening myself up to what rises up from me, my instinctual, deep knowing. All those things are the result of the meditations. But I cannot always say, this is what it will be, I'm sitting down to do this, and this is what it will be. Because I am one of the people who worked long and hard on the skills of meditation. Visualization came much easier to me, but meditation, the stilling of the body and the mind, were very difficult for me. Now, we didn't have books in those days setting us up to fail, saying you will learn to do this, or you will somehow have failed in your witchiness. But I had teachers who were a little bit frustrated with me. Thank goodness they knew I was trying my best. Some people can be still. No matter what's going on in their life, they can step aside, settle down, and be still. And in that stillness, they can choose to do one of two things. Be still, empty of thought, and be present for that. Or be still in the sense of being open to, opening up to feelings and emotions and energy and incoming. One being what you feel inside, or a lack of it if you're going for the stillness within, and the other being opening up in meditation to experience something wider than yourself. I'm very good at the opening up and experiencing something wider to myself. To this day, I still struggle with what it takes to get to the quiet place, that there is no more purpose for meditation than to be quiet. So I'm going to address that. And some of the tricks I've tried, some of the tricks my friends and indeed my students over the years have tried to get to that calming place for meditation. First thing is, not everyone will get to the place of a total stillness of mind, the elimination of the monkey mind that you read about when you study meditation. Some of us, meditation has to be the stillest point we can arrive to. And it's huge, and it's beneficial, and our health is better because of it, and our spiritual life is better because of it, and our experience of the energies around us is better because of it. So we don't poo-poo the fact that we can't sit quietly and empty. That's a very important part of meditation for a lot of the Eastern philosophies and religions, not necessarily to those of us in the West. Meditation. Still the busy parts of your mind. There's lots of good ways to do that. Very simple ways, really, in the end. The idea is if you engage the busy part of your mind or your body with an activity, then you can deal with the quiet place that you've created. So whatever it is about you that has to be jittery, keep it occupied a bit, and you may be able to meditate better. So, some people can meditate very well if they're listening to music. Music calms the busy part of their mind. Going for a walk is a very powerful way of meditating for me. If I keep my body busy and working with something you don't have to think about, you don't want something that you are having a conversation with yourself about it. So music that you're singing along to probably wouldn't work. But quiet music or instrumental music or drumming, something like that might work fine. Taking a walk works perfectly for me. If I don't let myself be distracted by every sight I see and every noise I see, I tend to take walks as meditational walks, focusing on an element for the walk. So I will take a walk and listen to everything I can possibly listen to and release all the other feelings of my body. Where I will notice nothing more than the feel of my feet as they hit the ground, and I release connection to the other things that my body is experiencing. Taking a walk where you smell everything is very interesting. Occupy your body so that your mind can come to a place where it is not... Our minds in our lives at every minute have so much incoming and outgoing, so much static and conversation and busyness and noise. The point of meditation is to still that as far as we possibly can. And it will be different for each of us. Sit in front of a candle, watch the flame, make it be a focus for you so that when your thoughts start to drift, like what am I going to do when I stop looking at the candle? No, you're having that thought, acknowledge it, and come back to, even if in your brain you were saying, look, at the base of that candle it's this beautiful blue, and then it has this violet, and then it turns. Immerse yourself so much in the study of that candle, first as a witness to it, where you're describing it to yourself, which means that your brain's busy and it's getting rid of whatever that other thought is you were having. Then you get back to seeing the candle. Working with water is a really good way to meditate. Standing under the water of a shower is a great meditation. Allow your body to be immersed in the feeling of that water running over you. Between the sound and the feeling of that, you can block out in a physical and a mental way the other things going on in your mind. Washing dishes can be the same way for me. The hands in the water and the routine of doing it. Laying in the grass and watching the clouds go by does it for me. This morning I did an active meditation outside where I sat on the edge of my deck and I picked a tree. And because there are no leaves on our trees right now, I followed from the trunk. I followed a branch from its beginnings in the trunk, and I would follow it up where it branched out and follow it and follow it and follow it and follow it, making my mind track every little course that that branch took until it reached its ultimate point. I did that slowly and intentionally. Probably took me 5-10 minutes to go from the roots of that tree, tracking that branch I ended up tracking to the very end of the branch. And then I closed my eyes, and at that moment I was in a very peaceful, quiet place where I had time to meditate. I meditate to my drum. I bring my drum up to the side of me, and I'm not trying to make a rhythm or work on something that sounds pretty or make music in any way. Hold it up so I can hear the reverb come in my ear and tap it. And just live with that until it goes away. It gives my brain something to focus on. You can use the internet to look up active meditation, walking meditation. Use words like that. Active meditation especially will get you a lot of good suggestions online for ways to engage your senses that frees your body. What you're trying to do is you're trying to engage the part of your brain that has a drive to be busy. Because there is in all of us the part of our brain which is still at any given time. We hear the noise in our brain. We feel the overload. We feel the sensory input from the world around us. In all of us, it is true, there is that quiet place. Some people can sit quietly and go there. Others need to engage the busy part of their brain to keep it occupied, like giving a bone to a dog or a toy to a toddler. Keep it busy and it stays out of your way. In this video, it wasn't so much about my giving you, here's how you meditate, so much as first release the I am failing because I can't do it. You will develop a technique to get to the quietest place that you purposely can get to for yourself. Think about the times you are at your most quiet in your life. A lot of us learn to meditate by that moment at night before we fall asleep, when our body is at its most relaxed and we are, in a sense, floating in our bed. We learn to find the quiet place in us then, because there tends to be less noise, interruption, and busyness. Our body is relaxed and our brain is about to fall asleep, and you start to recognize that place, that quiet place. The first time you find it, and my guess is you've already found it. You have to remember when and how did you find it at other times in your life when you felt that quiet. When you find it easier again each time. And you do in the end get to where you have to do less of the busy stuff to engage your brain so that the quiet place becomes the expanding place that fills you and brings you that kind of peace. I still say we are each so individually different, and then when we come to that place, we either can sit with it in a peaceful way, or we sit with it in an aspect of expectation, almost an aspect of waiting, where something inside us rises up, where something comes into us from the outside as an expectation. My thoughts on meditation, not very sophisticated, because you can find techniques in books and you can find them online. Good stuff to Google, especially active meditations. Occupy your body if you're having problems with that stillness. This is directed to those of you who are having trouble. Lift the burden of, I have to be sitting cross-legged, staring into space, into some kind of nothingness from you. There's no purpose to that if your body doesn't go there on its own and comfortably. In time, you'll have moments of that. And in that you will discover whether that will expand and be more present in your practice, or whether indeed the form of meditation, which is being calm and at peace, being in communication with spirit, with our gods, being in communication with the rhythm of our body. All the opportunities for what being quiet is. We don't have quiet lives. Making time for quiet is powerful, spiritually and magically. Yes, you need to try it and work at it. Some things will work for you and some will not. My second video on this subject is going to be about visualization. Visualization is the tool at which we often arrive at being able to meditate. I'm going to handle that separately, as I have some different kinds of suggestions for you when it comes to visualization. Don't stress. Relax. It will get to the place that it needs to be for you. I can promise you that. I won't promise it like some of those authors in the books that say, if you do this, and they give you an exercise or two to do, you'll eventually become a master of this. No. I do say, though, that you will find in the process, which you are a master of. It's part of the fun of the exploration. It is part of discovering where your personal talents and power lie. Stay tuned for the second part of this video on visualization. I wish you mirth and reverence. Merry part.